Hello, this is Lavistro, the Dragon of Cyberspace, coming to you with all news, tips, and tricks within the gaming spectrum. And right now, I got news for tabletop lovers as well. Are you tired of the whole woke DIE nonsense and you're looking for a tabletop RPG to play? You want something that's very close to D&D, but not D&D? You wish you had something really good to play? Maybe you want something that's pro-American, pro-veteran, or maybe you care about the environment. Maybe you want something that was made all in America. If you said yes to any or all of these, I might have a solution for you. Recently, Trollord Games has announced their 7th edition Player's Handbook for Castles and Crusades is free. Stating, new to Castles and Crusades or just curious, you can download our free Player's Handbook, 7th printing, right here. It's all you'll need to play. I like this. I like this graphic. Trollord Games is noted for publishing Castles and Crusades and Amazing Adventures, the Road to Stone with the TTRPGs. But also, as you can tell here, they've been publishing some of Gary Gygax's work, one of the co-founders of D&D. They're coming up with new starter sets. You can follow them on Twitter if you haven't heard of them for news. However, I want to point out to their website because this is a great alternative for. I haven't played the game set myself. I've always wanted to. All right, and so if you're one of those players that play it, get me on a virtual table. Cool. I'd love to try and play it. And I've always wanted to try to do, but I never had a chance. However, I ramble. Look at this artwork. This one thing I love about TTRPGs is the artwork they design for their games. It's really nice. I like it. Anyways, so here's their website and their products. The Worlds of Gary Gygax. Was it aired? Did I say it right? Castles and Crusades. Fiction and nonfiction, Barsoom, Amazing Adventures. All right, and if you don't know what Trollord Games is, I'll read it here. The Trollord Games is a subsidiary of Chenault and Gray Publishing LLC. Has been publishing role-playing games since 1999, so they've been around for a while. They began publishing their own system, quickly converted to Dungeons & Dragons D20 system, so it's a D20 system, and became the primary publisher for Gygax, or Gary Gygax, from 2001 until his passing in 2008. They are best known for their long-standing Castles and Crusades RPG, which launched in 2004, continues to enjoy a wide following and presently on its 7th printing. TLG publishes a small host of other RPGs, including Amazing Adventures, Victorious, and Harvesters. Their long-standing world setting, the world of Erd, is supported by both RPG books and its own line of fantasy fiction. Ooh, I'll have to look that up. I like reading fantasy fiction. Stephen Chenault is a primary author of and CEO of Trollord Games and works with others, David Chenault, Jason Vey, James M. Ward, and Brian Young. Trollord Games hired Mark Sandy to run the print shop, a position he holds to this day. Tim Burns was brought in as communications director in 2013. Peter Bradley serves as the company art director. And if you're a veteran, they have military discounts. Veterans, everyone here at Trollord Games is aware of the sacrifices of men and women of the armed forces and their families make in order to safeguard and preserve the freedoms guaranteed to all U.S. citizens by the Constitution in the United States. Because of this and our own close ties with veterans, our CEO, Stephen Chenault, is a veteran, as is his brother, David Chenault. We have had a long-standing policy offering deep discounts to our veterans and their families for any TLG product, as well as support for soldiers and theaters of operation. First, allows us to offer all veterans a heartfelt thank you for the service and toil, and furthermore, a kindly thank you to your families for enduring your absence. If you're serving or you have served in any of the 5 branches of U.S. military or reserve or National Guard components, you receive a flat 50% discount for most purchases you make on the website, including some special items that we cannot discount. Contact at orders.trollord.com for more info. Active theater, if you're someone you know is presently deployed in a theater of operations, that means that you are deployed overseas in a war like Iraq or something like that, usually. We will ship them anything you would like from the Trollord store. Only a few special orders items excluded. TLG will cover all shipping costs. Not this is at trollords.com. And you can learn a little more. I'm just telling you about the store. But they've been around. They got a retail store locator. You know, they got an online store, military. This is what I thought was interesting. Troll Lord Games, located at Little Rock, Arkansas, is proud to be American. As such, we believe strongly in supporting local economies and supporting manufacturing in the United States. We have our own print facility in Little Rock where we print most of our softbound books. Occasionally, we work with printers in Dearborn, Michigan for softcover books. Our screens are printed here in New Jersey. Hardcover books are manufactured in Marceline, Missouri, all in the USA. Even our dice are handmade in Georgia. This allows us to support local communities, help the environment through sourcing locally, and managing quality control. Keep our production in the United States not only helps with American employment, but also reduces our environmental footprint by cutting down on shipping, transoceanic fuel expenditures, warehouses, and dealing with entities that may or may not adhere to fair standards of employee compensation or environmental concerns, which we so value. We work with local suppliers of our products to ensure paper, board, cover stock are sourced in the United States. This is very important as it reduces the impact of natural resources from North America being loaded onto trains and boats, shipped overseas, and sourced into useful goods, only to be shipped back here and used by us. All that middle noise is cut out, even though we don't have complete control over this. We do everything we can to source locally and work with print partners who do the same. Quality Co. Aside from the obvious benefit of supporting jobs in the U.S. and reduce environmental impact, keeping production in the U.S. and near home helps us exercise as a greater quality control on our books. We can catch imperfections early on. If necessary, start production. We can work with sales staff and print masters to ensure what we want goes back into the books. Nothing is arriving from a foreign dictatorship that we then have to return for bad binding. All of our hardcovers are Smith sewn with hand bands and tight back binding, giving them longevity largely unmatched in our industry. If you're worried about if they're woke, this is from the last set was 2022. This is from the RPG site, a forum for discussing role-playing games. TTRPG Guide to Woke Companies. And they said this is just for the list, no politics. It's basically like adding people on the list. Green, these are the entities that have not engaged with any anti-consumer behavior and it generally remains apolitical. It doesn't mean that they are left-leaning or right-leaning. It just means that they are apolitical. They said, keep us out of it. So here's a couple. Like you got OSR Adventures. Some people who are into TTRPGs know Stark Western Games, Swords and Sword Wizardry, but we want TT Troll Lord Games. RPG Bundit. He has a YouTube channel. So if you don't know, look up RPG Pundit. I follow him. There we are, Troll Lord Games. Castles and Crusades, Big Adventure, Siege Engine. Supports big discounts, readily interacts with fans. Yeah, and then you got TSR Hobbies as well. So yeah, so they are not woke, or at least stay apolitical. But there is one thing I do want to point out. This is from the RPG Net forums. Obviously, Troll Lord Games into No Policy and Bringo. This was a couple months later from the post that we just showed. On December 27th, Troll Lord Games writer Jason Bay took to his personal Twitter to excoriate anti-vaxxers who were complaining about vaccine policies at cons. In a since deleted tweet, he wrote, seriously, only an arrogant, entitled middle-class white male with the worst kind of tinfoil hat-wearing persecution complex would it actually state that a vaccine requirement was championing, so basically attacking anti-vaxxers or whatever. That was a long time ago. I don't care. But it was political back then. And then the Troll Lord Games Twitter account said, quick note to remind everyone at TLG that Troll Lord Games has a games only philosophy. We leave all discussions in which the society enjoys to engage to others. They have no place here. This is a place to belly up the table with our friends and games enjoy. So basically, they're saying that they're staying apolitical on this. And the thing is that people are saying like, oh, it's Fade's personal account, blah, blah, blah. But when we scroll down, someone has a screenshot of it. quick note, right? Here's the original tweet, right? Someone goes in here and says, this right here says attention signs to any employee that spoke against anti-vax. The company not have an influence, but basically they're trying to make that same argument like, oh, well, the employees can say what they want. He goes, anyone who works for TLG can post whatever they want. Like, yeah, sure they can on their page. But they do so, they've been asked to remove TLG from their byline and to stop promoting our product. That's the company policy. So in this case, he has TLG, we make great games, right? That's the CEO. That's him. And people say he's right wing. He's being right wing and following Candace Owens or whatever. But that's him. TLG, we make games. For Lord Steve. And then he says, tell that to your boy Jason. And he says he was reminded. So, that being said, while people are saying that he's right wing, this is that, and it may be true, you have an and I'm not trying to this to make fun of him. I'm just wanting to point something out. That's him, the guy that says we stay political. And that's the one that did the anti-vaxxers. So you had two people in the high parts of the offices, and they held themselves accountable. He's the CEO, so he held his well, what he is. I really don't. But he's the author and line of information. So he's one of the contributing writers, apparently. All right. So basically, this is the guy that did the anti-vaxxer issue. And this is the one they claim is right wing. So they work together, and they do so being apolitical. And he's also I think he's also the veteran, right? They say he was a veteran. So there you go. If you want something, I'll have the link. If you want that book, I'll have it linked in the description below. If you want to try it out, if you do play Castles and Crusaders, tell me what you thought of it. And if you think that this would be a good segue from D&D for those who are looking for an alternative D&D, put your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, happy gaming.
Worlds clash in endless collision. Gaming news with a fierce precision. With a spark so wild it breaks the norm. In the tempest's eye, a cyberstorm. Reclaim gaming in Dragon Cast. Fire breathing wide, screaming loud. Lavistro's here to shake the crowd.